recipe is a savior when you want something fast, nutritious, and delicious. It takes only 20 minutes to prepare, and once you try it, you will want to cook it daily. So let's make it together. In order to get started, dice the onion as finely as you can. And then saute it on a medium heat in olive oil and with the garlic. Add the spices all together and give it a generous stir. My secret for this recipe is the tomato paste, which gives to the dish an amazing flavor. The walnuts is one of the main ingredients, so 1 cup is the minimum amount that I use, and the more finely you grind it, the better the flavors will melt together. Add it to the mixture and stir for about 1 minute or so. This recipe is super easy as you add canned kidney beans. You don't need to worry too much about their preparation. Just add them on top of the mixture with warm water and bring it to a boil. Another secret of this recipe, to get it creamy and delicious, it's to mash 50% of the beans. You can do it while cooking the way I do it, or just prepare them in advance, mashing them with your hand or a spatula. Finally, sprinkle the coriander for a boost of flavor and smell. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you've never tried this recipe, you absolutely must. Once you do, it's going to be on your menu each month. This is a traditional Georgian dish that's packed with healthy walnuts, and the best part is it's budget-friendly, quick to make, and incredibly delicious. And Georgians make it for Christmas, for Easter, or for any feast. You can find it at Georgian restaurants, but why to go out when you have already the recipe? To start, you'll need 2 large eggplants. Slice them into 1-inch thick pieces, then lay them out on a plate and sprinkle each slice with salt. Let them rest for about half an hour to release the extra moisture. This helps the eggplant avoid soaking up too much oil when frying. We just keep forgetting that perfect texture. Once the eggplant slices have rested, rinse off the salt and pat them dry with a towel. Heat up some oil. I use sunflower oil, but you can use whatever you prefer. And fry 2 or 3 slices at a time. About 2-3 minutes on each side, until they're golden brown. After frying, place the slices on a dry napkin to absorb any excess oil. This step takes a little time, but it's worth it. While the eggplant slices are cooling, prepare the walnut sauce. You'll need a food processor or a strong blender. Just blend the walnuts, garlic, and a little water until you get a crunchy paste. Then add some special Georgian spices like fenugreek, marigold, and coriander, along with a splash of vinegar and some salt. Blend again until you get the desired consistency. Whether you want it smooth or a bit crunchy, it's up to you. Once the eggplant is ready and the sauce is made, it's time to assemble the rolls. Spoon about a tablespoon of walnut sauce onto each fried eggplant slice and roll them up. Arrange them on a plate, then drizzle the remaining sauce on top. For that traditional Georgian touch, garnish with pomegranate seeds. You can also add some parsley if you like, but pomegranate is definitely the way to go. The result is a beautiful, flavorful dish that's sure to impress. After several tries, I've perfected this recipe to match the taste of the ones I've had at the restaurant. I highly recommend giving it a try, you're going to love it. how to make the best meatballs using a simple and budget-friendly recipe that's packed with flavor, protein, and nutrition. All cooked in one pot, this hearty and satisfying soup is perfect for busy days, offering a quick and easy way to enjoy a delicious homemade meal. Begin by chopping 1 onion, 1 red bell pepper, and a few carrots. In my previous recipe I cooked chunks of vegetables, but this time I'm going to sauté the vegetables in the same pan that I used to cook the beef. This will allow us to capture all the delicious beef flavor that's left in the pan and create an aromatic base for the recipe. Now heat a large pot and add about 2 liters of water. Once the water is in, add the sautéed vegetables. Give it a good mix and combine all the flavors. For the meatballs, I'm using ground beef that's 80% lean meat and 20% fat, which gives the meatballs a nice balance of tenderness and flavor. In a separate bowl, add the ground beef, some chopped onion, fresh parsley, and cilantro for added freshness. Crack in 1 egg to help bind the mixture and season with salt, black pepper, and paprika for extra flavor. Mix everything thoroughly until the egg is fully incorporated into the meat. The consistency should be smooth and well combined to prevent the meat from sticking to your hands. While rolling the meatballs, wet your hands with a little water. This step will make it much easier to perform perfect little meatballs. Once the meatballs are ready, carefully add them into the pot with the sautéed vegetables and water. Let the meatballs cook for about 20 minutes or until they rise to the surface of the soup. That's the sign that they are fully cooked. At this point, we're going to add some tomatoes and tomato paste. Let to cook for another 10 minutes. To finish off the dish, stir in a bit of freshly chopped parsley for added color and freshness. For a little extra richness and texture, mix 1 egg and some vinegar and add this to the soup. The egg will create a silky smooth texture that complements the meatballs perfectly. The delicious hearty meatball soup is ready to serve. This dish is not watery at all, but instead it's filled with tender meatballs, vibrant vegetables, and a deep savory broth. Serve with a splash of extra vinegar or a squeeze of lemon juice for a bit of tang. Shrimp curry has become my to-go dish when I'm on a rush or when I want to be a bit fancy. It's a family favorite and is not only budget-friendly, but also incredibly delicious and customizable. There's no way we would skip making this curry even once a week. In fact, I've cooked this recipe for about 10 times this past month, and no exaggeration. If you don't believe me, just give it a try. The preparation is super simple. I start by chopping half an onion, grating 1 teaspoon of garlic. Then I sauté them in olive oil for a few minutes. For today's version, I'm using carrots, which I cut into large chunks. Next I add some yellow curry paste, which is an absolute game changer. If you don't already have it in your kitchen, I highly recommend you get some. I recently discovered that this curry pairs wonderfully with eggplant, so today I'll be adding half an eggplant, chopped into chunks. I season it with a pinch of salt and then cover everything with organic coconut milk. Add about a cup of water, stir it all together and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, I lower the heat and then let it simmer for around 7 minutes. While the curry is cooking, I prepare my shrimp. I keep it frozen and just add warm water to thaw it in a few minutes. It's quick and convenient. For herbs, I use fresh coriander, which has a strong flavor and is our absolute favorite. When the vegetables are almost fully cooked, add the shrimp and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes until the shrimp is fully cooked through. To serve, I like to pair the curry with jasmine rice, which we discovered is super budget friendly. You only need half a cup per portion. I like to boil it and the combination with the curry is just amazing. This recipe makes about 4 portions, so it's perfect for meal prep or leftovers. It's quick, under 20 minutes, but also delicious and nutritious. Shrimp provides protein, carrots are packed with vitamins, and the spices bring it all together in a perfect harmony. Trust me, this shrimp curry is a must-try. Give it a go, and I promise you'll love it. I want to show you the easiest way to fry falafel that will have you excited to skip the usual steamed rice in your meal combos. This method requires zero effort. This falafel is really soft, and let me tell you, you're gonna be lucky if you have any leftover. For this recipe, you'll need about 1 cup of dried chickpeas. Begin by soaking them in water for about 10 to 12 hours. It's important to note that canned chickpeas are too soft for this dish, and so make sure to use dry chickpeas. Make sure to use 3 times the amount of water compared to chickpeas, as they will absorb a significant amount of water. Once the chickpeas are properly soaked, drain them and transfer them to a food processor or a high-powered blender. I recommend using a stronger machine for a smoother result. Next, add 1 cup of fresh cilantro and 1 cup of fresh parsley to the processor. Follow this with 2 cloves of garlic, then roughly chop half an onion. So as you can see, these are budget-friendly ingredients that you just have in your kitchen. Don't worry about chopping it too finely, as the processor will handle that. Blend everything until you achieve a smooth, fine paste. Now it's time to add the spices. Start with cumin, coriander, a pinch of black pepper, and sea salt. Blend again to incorporate the spices into the mixture. At this point, you should have a beautifully smooth and fragrant mixture. Next, add 2 tablespoons of flour and half a tablespoon of baking soda. Mix it until the flour is fully incorporated into the mixture. Once well mixed, let the dough rest for 30 minutes to an hour. Now you can leave it at room temperature, or you can just add it in the refrigerator. I prefer to just leave it in a cold place, but either option is fine. Once you're ready to fry, heat about 1 cup of sunflower oil in a pan. Using a spoon, scoop about 1 tablespoon of the mixture and gently drop it into the hot oil. Fry each piece for about 5 minutes until it turns a beautiful golden brown. Once cooked, transfer the falafel to a plate lined with a paper napkin to absorb any excess oil. For a traditional serving, you can pair it with tahini sauce, and it's not that hard to make it either. You just blend tahini, garlic, and lemon juice. This is the perfect seasoning, but unfortunately my daughter really needed my time, and so I had to skip it. Well, don't worry, you might also not have time to make it, and so it's still delicious, I assure you about that. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more easy and delicious recipes like this one, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hello, welcome back. Let me show you how to bake potatoes in the easiest way. This method requires almost zero effort, yet the taste is absolutely incredible. Plus, you can easily divide it into 4 portions, so everyone can enjoy the crispy potatoes. Trust me, these potatoes will become your favorite side dish. Let's start by prepping our potatoes. Begin by placing them into a bowl and giving them a good wash using some baking soda. This will help remove any dirt and ensure they're clean and ready for cooking. Once they're all washed up, slice them into thin, even pieces. This helps them cook evenly and get that perfect crispy texture. Next, grab a pan and fill it with water. Add about a tablespoon of salt, then drop your sliced potatoes into the pan. Bring it to a boil and then let them simmer for about 10 minutes. You'll know they are ready when you can easily poke them with a fork. This means the potatoes are soft inside while still holding their shape for baking. Now transfer those potatoes into a bowl, and here's the magic. Add another teaspoon of salt to enhance the flavor, then drizzle some sunflower oil over them. As you know, I'm not a fan of canola oil or soybean oil, so if you cannot use too much of olive oil, then the alternative would be sunflower oil. Give it a good mix to make sure each potato slice gets coated in that oil and seasoning. Once that's done, spread the potatoes out on a baking sheet, making sure they're in a single layer for the crispiest results. Add just a bit of more oil on the top. This helps achieve that golden crispy finish we're all after. Now pop them into a preheated oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. And that's it. This is a super easy recipe for the crispiest, crunchiest potatoes that will take your meal prep to the next level. Today I decided to pair them with some homemade falafel, and let me tell you, the combination is just amazing. These potatoes will be your new favorite side dish, and they're perfect for any meal combo you've got planned. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more easy and delicious recipes like this one, please make sure to subscribe for more.